What's up, everybody? Dr. Money here. Today I'm here inside East Legon Hills to show you this beautiful modern architecture, 4-bedroom, all suite with the boys quarters. The property is sitting on 90 feet by 35 feet on the frontal side. Very beautiful, very modern. I love everything about this property. Now, East Legon Hills is just about 30 to about 35 minutes drive to the airport, which actually shows you the close proximity. Without wasting much of your time, we're going to dive inside to see what this property is got for us. But I just cannot wait. But notice all the beautiful wall lights and the strikes that it makes on the fence wall, which is quite beautiful. Nice royal palm right in front of it. You know, cool neighborhood. Now let's go inside to see what this house has got for us. I'm loving it already, and I'm pretty much sure that you're going to love it by the time we go inside. Nice gates. So right here, it seems you have your smaller one. Now the gate is slidable. You can actually slide it open on this side and then get to come into your compound. It's motorized, yeah, quite beautiful. The space you have on the frontal compound area is technically around about 40 feet by 30 feet, technically giving you enough space to park about, give and take, about 4 cars. I love fence wall. Realize that columns, the fence wall have actually been flashed onto the plastering of the fence wall, which is quite nice. Other than that, perhaps you'll be seeing partitions of columns, partitions of... And I find that very interesting. I love it personally. I love it. And the wall that had more beauty on this particular premises. Very beautiful compound tile complementing the, you know, the paint on the wall. Whoa, I realized that the developer also put skirting wall around the fence wall area, which is quite nice. Security is well thought of. You have electric, you know, fence wire along the perimeters of the fence wall to give you more privacy, as well as giving you top-notch security for your properties and every other thing that you're going to have in here. Now, let's take a walk around the perimeter of the property as we always do before we take a look inside. But before then, let's take a look at the facade. Quite beautiful. Now come a bit closer. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this facade, quite interesting. I love the fact that it has been projected, the cantilever has been projected well enough to give proper balcony space or proper balcony area on the top level, which is the first floor, as well as giving enough shade on, I mean, underneath it, of course, which is quite good. If you look at the cantilever, you know, size, I think this is technically going to be around, it's going to be around about 2 meters long, which is quite good. Now you can imagine the amount of structural work that was done here, right? Because to pull a cantilever all the way to this distance, a little bit more than 2 meters, of course, that's a lot of structural work in there, which is quite interesting. Now, if you look on the top level as well, you realize that the cantilever actually still projects all the way to the second floor of the property, right? Which is quite nice. I love everything about it. Very beautiful wall light out there. As you know, I like the color of, you know, warm light that actually strikes on that, which is quite interesting. Underneath the balcony, you realize that you've got nice Rolls Royce lights throwing its elegant light onto the floor area, which is quite interesting. I love this property. Very beautiful. Now, on this area, you get to put your standby generator, whether you're going to install a solar generator, because right now we have solar generator as well. Just in case you don't know, we have solar generator. We also have a diesel generator. I think we also have, you know, other kinds of generator, but of course the solar generator doesn't make noise. Of course, you can have a big one to power the whole house. So here is an area where you get to put that, which is quite interesting. Very beautiful. Now let's take a walk around the perimeter of the building so we get to see what this house has got for us externally before we take a look inside. Let's go. Now, on the right wing of the property, is quite walkable, very walkable, not as, you know. So this is the AC unit on the property. Now, as you walk towards the back area, you realize that you're actually embraced by a very, you know, well built and well maintained swimming pool right here, projecting to about almost about 30 feet long by almost about I think that's about 12 feet, which is quite good. The perimeter of the swimming pool is walkable, which is quite nice. On this area, you get to sit up. Whoa. I mean, to be honest, right? I love what the developer actually did here, giving a shed to this area in case you want to have a pool, chairs right here. Of course, you have a shed, so the sun will not, smite you during the time you're having, a chilly, cool day, right? Which is quite thoughtful. I love it. Now, on this area, I think this is where he housed all the pool mechanism, which is quite good. I love the fact that he actually maximized the space and made sure that everything was fitted in where they are supposed to be fitted. Now on this door right here is the exit door from the kitchen, and then this one is the boys' quarters, right? There's the boys' quarters in case you have a maid, in case you have a security personnel. Of course, you want them to stay in the house, and its entrance or its main door is independent from the whole house, right? Which technically means that they can actually access their space without having to come into the property, which is quite interesting. Now, I almost forgot, on top of this, you've got a poly tank to actually supply water in case there is no water in the area, or maybe the general water cuts off, you still have water supply, which is quite interesting. Like I said earlier, every space here has been utilized and maximized, which is quite good, and everything is functional. And that's one interesting thing that I like about this property. Whoa, let's continue. As indicated, other side is the right wing, and then this is the left wing. Also has a space of about almost 1.1. Very beautiful. Now let's take a walk inside. Let's take a understand what this house is. Then trust me, you're going to appreciate it more than I will. But just in case you want to know the price of this property, everything is going to be in the description of this particular video. If you're interested, you can actually reach out to the numbers on your screen. Other than that, let's enjoy the video together. Let's go. So the moment you come to the main entrance door, this is a locally made door. Very interesting, very beautiful. You're patronizing ourselves, which is quite interesting. Now on this area, you've got a smart lock, which actually grants you access to the main premises. Let's go inside. Here's the main space that actually welcomes you the moment you open up this particular main entrance door. This is the primary living room area. As you can see, it's quite grand. Everything is well illuminated. I love the ceiling design, quite simple and modern, right? And then on this area, you've got your beautiful entertainment sets spanning from wall to wall. This is nice. Imagine having a very gigantic TV here. You're just playing FIFA with your boys or watching a movie. That really, be so grand and so beautiful. But this place is quite nice. There's more that I have to show you in this particular property. More things that you're going to like. Beautiful things. Usually properties of this nature, I'm going to talk about that later. Properties of this nature are a little bit more expensive than it is in the description of the video. Now, the moment you enter from the living room area, you're actually welcome to this open kitchen space, right? Has all the kitchen appliances to give you a convenient cooking experience. You've got an island right here. I'm going to take you through all the appliances that the kitchen comes with, which is quite beautiful. Now on this island, as you can see, you have a stool, right? Quite beautiful. And then one interesting thing that I like that the developer actually featured on this island, I haven't seen that before, but I know that it's a very good thing. On this island, he decided to feature in a wireless charger, right here. You can also, it has a USB port as well. So in case your phone doesn't support wireless charging, you can actually use your USB port, which is right here. Now let's try and see if it charges. So I'm going to charge my other phone. Let's see if it's working. Wow. Interesting. So imagine you're sipping your tea or having a very cool, balanced diet, and then of course you're not even worried about your phone running out of battery, you just put it right here, and of course you get to charge your phone. Just quite interesting. Nice. Nice one. Now on this area, you've got a wine cooler, right? Quite beautiful. I love the fact that he decided to feature a racist line underneath the island to actually eliminate the space, which is quite really very thoughtful. Tons of base cabinet to give you, a lot of space to put in, so many kitchen things without actually littering the whole area. I love everything about this kitchen space. Quite beautiful. And on this end, you've got an electric induction. Quite nice. You've got your extractor with the hood right here. Everything here is quite beautiful. I almost forgot on this area you've got your washing machine. And I'm pretty much sure a lot of people are going to be saying, why do we have a washing machine in the kitchen? Of course, a lot of people prefer having a washing machine in the kitchen because you get it convenience and all that. Aside that, you also get to utilize the space of this area to have your washing machine feature, which is quite brilliant. Everybody has got their taste, everybody has got their wants. If you want your washing machine to be in the separate room, that's quite okay. And of course, a lot of people do prefer it being here because of convenience and all that. Right now, this area you've got your morning water for same. Quite beautiful. Now, let me show you something. Now, you've got this is one of the most advanced kitchen sink that we've got out there at the moment, right? So it has a neon light, it has a temperature display. You can also change from hot to cold right here, which is quite beautiful. Right here, get to have that operate, have this operate. So, and the interesting thing about this modern kitchen sink is that as you see the lights, as you see the neon light right here, you probably might be thinking that, hey, this actually uses electricity. But the interesting thing is that it doesn't need electricity. It's hydro powered. The moment the water starts running, the light and the digital display turns on. This is quite interesting. You can actually get this from belowdecor.com. You can actually check that out. And then, of course, you can get one for yourself. Now, on the island as well, you've also got a kitchen sink right here, which is quite beautiful. I mean, everything about this kitchen actually gives you that convenience when you're cooking, makes you feel like you want to cook every day. You've got your oven, you've got your microwave, and then you've got your inbuilt double door refrigerator right here. Nice one. And interestingly, on this side, the developer decided to feature in more like, small, I don't know what to call it, but of course, you definitely would have this play out a very beautiful function in the property to add up to the beauty of the whole perimeter, which is quite interesting. I forgot to talk about the how big this living area is. If you look at it, it's about 9 meters on this side, but I think about 7 meters on this side, which probably will give you about 63 meters square. It's quite grand. Now the kitchen area is more important. I think about give and take about another 18 or 20 meters square, which also gives you luxurious space. Now I almost forgot before we go on, so I can show you other things that the property you've got. I forgot to show you the kitchen and then the service room on this side. It has another kitchen, right? So this is the second kitchen, right? Right here. And then you also got a service room or maybe like a pantry right here. And then from that door, you get to actually exit to the back and, of course, enjoy your pool. Serious. Right. Grand space on this area. Bring it to the powder room. And you can't take a look at it. Beautiful powder room. You've got the floating WC. You have a very big standard vanity basin right there, which is quite nice. Now let's take a walk to the first floor. So I get to show you what the other premises or what the other floor I've got. Okay, so this is the first area on the first floor, right? So as indicated earlier, we have 2 levels. On the ground level features the primary living area, the open kitchen, the enclosed kitchen, as well as the boys' quarters or the big kitchen. And the first floor features 3 bedroom, all en suite, right? And then the last floor, which is the second floor, features just the master suite or the primary bedroom alone. Now, in this area, the moment you walk in, you actually get raised by this TV area. Of course, you can call this more like a family area because you can put some set of couch furniture right here. You may get to enjoy a family time without necessarily having to go down, which is quite brilliant. I love that. Now you've got this door window or this sliding door opening up to the balcony out there. The balcony that I talked about, actually, that's a huge cantilever. Now in this area, we are entering into one of the bedrooms on the first floor. So this is one of the bedrooms on the first floor. The man's is about 20 square meter, which is pretty cool. Now you've got a tall window right here taking into the balcony. You get to see surrounding neighboring environment as well. This is window, quite big, right? Now in this area, we're actually opening that to the bathroom. Now, I'm going to show you something about the bathroom space, which is quite interesting. The developer decided to feature a very beautiful set of, come this way, let me show you. I'm pretty much sure that you've been seeing this set of showers out there. This is some of the modern showers that you can see. It has a digital display right here. It's basically 4-in-1, head shower, telephone shower, a spray gun, of course, a tap right underneath it. Let me show you how it works. So you on let's assume we want to use the spray gun. Take a very close look at this. You on that. It has 2 knobs, right? So the moment you start using it, the light on the digital display shows you the running timer and also shows you the temperature of the water that is coming out. You probably will be wondering whether it is connected to electricity, but of course it's not. Everything is hydro powered. Now this vanity basin area, of course, beautiful LED mirror, which is quite nice. On that end, you have your floating vanity basin. Now the interesting thing that I like the developer doing, or as I see moving around the premises, is that he decided to feature same, appliances and features in the bedroom, technically in almost all the bedrooms, but of course the primary bedroom is pretty unique. Let's take a look at this one. So this is very useful, right? We have a space of about 20 square meter give and take, right? We've got this door opening up to the balcony on this area, right? We have turned the window bringing in natural daylight. I love the size of the 2 bay sliding window, which is quite nice. It only gave, a gap of about 1 course on the ground level, and all the rest, all the way to where the later level is, of course, is the window space, which is good because it gives you more ventilation into the premises. Kudos to the developer and the architects that actually designed the house. Now, in this area, you technically have almost the same thing. The pattern that we are coming up from, technically the same thing, no much difference, but everything the same, which is quite nice. They're featuring a touch of, luxury in all the bathrooms. Now, on this bedroom number 3, this bedroom has a space of about, you give and take, add this to this as well, you have about 22 sort of meters square thereabout, which is quite big. Now in this area, you've got the door opening down to the bathroom area as well. So technically the same thing, floating vanity basin, a standing vanity, floating WC, a standing vanity basin, and a LED mirror, quite nice. And the interesting thing I must add is that you've got an ample room height, which is a very, very good for ventilation. Very, very good for ventilation. Everything about this house so far, up until this level, I personally love it. And I'm pretty much sure that you like what you're seeing. Now let's take a walk to the last floor, which is the second floor. So of course we can take a look at what we have right there and get to appreciate the property more, right? Wow. I mean, before you get into the primary bedroom, let's look at this. This is the stairway, right? Now, the interesting thing about this stairway that I personally like is that he featured one fixed window that throws in light onto the stairway, and featured another halfway faced window that the second one is pivoted for, of course, ventilation, which is very thoughtful. So aside the fact that you've got recessed light onto the ceiling, throwing light onto this area, you've also got the window bringing in natural daylight as well as ventilation into the premises of the stairway, which is a very brilliant thing, right? It makes the property more airy. Now, this is the grand primary bedroom. Grand primary bedroom because I see it to be very, very grand. Now, imagine having the whole floor dedicated as a primary bedroom. That is super amazing. That is luxury. That is just elegance. Quite beautiful. It gives you that privilege to get to, properly, decorate your primary bedroom. So anytime you wake up in the morning, you just don't even feel like stepping out of the door or the house out of the gate. Of course, you have to go to work. So when you come in like you're staying in a haven place, which is very, very important. Sometimes the place we live, the environment we stay, our surrounding neighborhood actually has a level of influence in our life. Give or take. It might be very insignificant, but of course, it does play a major role in our lives. And that's the reason why, of course, we advise that you need to stay in a very cool, place, especially with your family and your loved one. And this house has got all those features to give you that comfortable and convenient living and dwelling experience. I almost forgot about the entertainment area, almost, factoring the same theme as the one on the primary living room area on the ground floor when we're coming out. Very beautiful, quite nice. It has recessed light, position on the TV area, which is quite beautiful. And this area, you can do a lot of good things. That's quite nice. Very beautiful. Now, before we go on to the bathroom area, I need to add that you've got this tall window, I think about 3 folds, sliding tall window that opens up to the balcony as well. As indicated there, yeah, the balcony is quite big, and then you could either use here to the balcony, or of course you can make use of that particular door, right? Which is good. Now, one thing I must also add is that I love the fact that the ceiling is quite modern, quite unique, different from a lot of ceiling that I've been seeing. I love the fact that you recess a lot of lines inside, following a lot of line into the perimeter, and then you contrast it with the warm line recess into the ceiling, which is very, very real. Brightens up the neighborhood. Brightens up your bedroom space. Quite nice, right? Now, coming point and showing you, aside that balcony, I also forgot you also got this top window bringing into this balcony as well. Now, one of the most interesting parts is the walk-in closet area. I mean, how cool is this? I mean, look at it. Just take a moment and tell me how cool this is. Beautiful. Now, all the individual cabinet space or wardrobe spaces have got lights recessed into them with a glass opening, of course, soft touch glass opening, which is quite brilliant, bringing a lot of illumination into your closet. And of course, this is the only part that broke the flow. And I love the fact that it broke the flow because it gives some level of beauty and contrast to the fact that the glass is continued, which actually makes a lot of sense. Beautiful. And on this area, you've got an island in your closet area, of course, to put in your jewelries, your wristwatch, all your beautiful things that you just want to have them displayed right here. And here for our mothers, right? In case you want to dress up, you can get to dress up right here. You have a LED mirror right here. Of course, you have the sink. This is nice. This is, properties with all these features, with all these modern things and all the consideration that the developer and the architect has actually fashioned into this house, do not even go close to the range of the price that this property is listing for. Usually they're a little bit more than what the developer is deciding to list it for. So if you want to know the price again, it's in the description of the video. Just kindly check it out. If you're interested, you can actually give us a call and let's start that conversation right here now. before it's too late. I almost forgot. Beautiful chandelier. Nice one. Nice one. Now on this area, it brings you to the bathroom space. The bathroom space itself is quite big. It's really big. You've got a jacuzzi, of course, beautiful jacuzzi, and then you've got a twin vanity basin, he, she, of course, anyhow you want to call it, whether he, she, or she, he. But of course, at the end of the day, you've got twin vanity basin, you've got a LED mirror right there, of course, to bring in, beautiful, beautiful things. Now, you have a floating or concealed WC right here. And I like the fact that the developer chose black because it's, usually a lot of times when developers choose things for bathroom, it definitely needs to complement the wall color or the wall tile that he chose. And I definitely like the fact that he chose the black to actually stand out. So you can see it from wherever you are, meaning you're walking into this space, which is very nice. I also love the fact that he introduced a floor drain back here, just in case there's water on the floor, it gets to flow through here, just quite nice, very beautiful. And on this area, you've got your enclosed shower cubicle, nice telephone head shower right there. I don't know what this is called, unfortunately, but of course you can drop it in the comment section. What it's called? I think it's called ring head, right? Ring head shower. Yeah, that's the video if I correct it. Indicating that it's a ring head shower. Of course, you can also drop what you think about it or what it's called in the comment section. But I love everything. I love everything here. My only concern is that because it's a ring head shower, usually when you're taking your bath, the water splashes. So it would have been so cool if this area was enclosed. Other than that, if you're using the ring head shower, the water is just going to splash out. That's my candid, I'm just trying to be, telling you what I think. But I think generally it's a very beautiful outlook. It's just an addition that of course can be added, to make it more functional. But nice. I always forgot. Usually you don't see this shataf around, but this actually gives you a convenience of doing one or two cleaning in the bathroom. You can also get this on eurodecor.com. It's right there. This brings us to the end of this property tour. If you're interested to acquire this property, of course, all the details is going to be in the description of this video. You can actually reach out to the numbers that you see on your screen, and of course one of our staff or agents is going to get back to you, and then we can schedule a viewing so you can take a look at this magnificent edifice. Until next time, stay blessed and catch you on the next video. Cheers.